Moving up in the polls is always a good thing. I know you're not too concerned with that, but what's it mean for this program to be in the top 20?
Obviously our goals are to continue to improve each year, and it's another step in the right direction. And, we have lofty goals, and this is another step in that, to get those things accomplished.
How'd that first weekend go? Obviously, a couple of big wins, especially in some close games.
Yeah, I was really, if you'd asked me before the weekend and said we came out 1-1, I'd probably be pretty pleased. They were great teams. We had a very nervous first game, which I told the team a week prior, the first game means nothing. And that kind of came to pass. We settled down, and, BYU's a great team. And I thought we played better out of system than they did, and we're fortunate to get the win. And then the Bowling Green match was, it could have gone either way. It was a very, very scrappy, in-system team that we really struggled with, and we were really fortunate to get a win out of that one.
Kirsten, what does it mean, though, to break into the top 20 for the first time in school history? For the program and everything, to say you're a top 20 program?
Well, I think from a recruiting standpoint, it carries a lot of weight, so obviously that's good. Top kids in the country want to play for top teams, and I think the other thing is that we can sell an upward trajectory. I think we're continuing to move forward. We don't have a senior on the squad, so we're excited about that. But, in the short term, we need to be focused on this weekend. A ranking doesn't mean much in September. We want to be, in that top 10, top 15 come, November is the ultimate goal.
I'm sure you knew what you had in Michelle, but did you expect the performance that she put out there this weekend?
I absolutely did. I think a lot of people that were fans were very concerned, but like I said, a week ago, Michelle's a phenomenal setter. Last August, very, very true. Up until 2 weeks in the preseason, I didn't know who was going to be our setter. So Michelle's fantastic. She does a lot of things like Megan. She does some things better than Megan. They're both fantastic setters, and we were just lucky to have them both on the team last year.
How's that adjustment gone for her? Has it had any wrinkles at all, or has it been pretty smooth so far?
I think she's been thrilled to be setting. Hitting was not what she enjoyed doing. Last year she was excited to be on the court, but I think setters are natural perfectionists, and as a hitter, great hitters handle a loss usually, or loss of a point. It's a game of errors. Setters aren't wired that way. So when Michelle would make a hitting error, it was demoralizing to her. So I think she's much more comfortable. There hasn't been a day that, she said when I met with her, it's so much more fun to be setting now again.
She's kind of the quarterback out there running the show. Talk about her leadership out there. What's it like?
Yeah, I think she's done a great job leading, and I think we've got a lot of kids leading collaboratively. She's kind of the enforcer type of kid. She's going to hold people accountable, and then we've got some kids that are more cheerleaders. I think, what makes this team good is A, they all like each other as, from a personality standpoint, and B, we've got different type of leadership on the court.
It's cool to see where the program's at right now for you, from when you took over to where it's gotten to this point. Are you not satisfied, but pleased with the progress this program's making right now?
I think if I sit back and reflect from where we were in 2003 when I came here, yeah, absolutely. But I don't do that a lot right now. That's a postseason sort of thing. So, again, I'm excited where we are, but it's where we finish. So, this is a journey. The season's a journey, and, we need to take it. I know it sounds cliche, but it is the fact. 19th right now doesn't mean much. It's good for recruiting, but we want to be doing something great at the end of the year.
Can you talk about this tournament this weekend? Kind of tell us what we can expect.
Northern Colorado's coming off of 2 big wins over Baylor and Cal Poly, a team that is a traditional power in their league. And then South Florida played us tight last year, good team. And then Cal Berkeley's 2 years out of the Final Four. They're receiving votes. They've got one local kid. A lot of them have local kids coming back, actually. So, I think that always brings an energy to a team when they've got a Nebraska kid coming home for the first time. So we're going to have our hands full in each match. And, hopefully some of those at-home jitters that I anticipate on Friday we can work through a little faster than we did against BYU. And, I'm hoping people will come out and really support this team. It's a great group of athletes, but it's a great group of people. I think they're great role models for kids, and it's an atmosphere you want your families to be around.
You obviously started winning on the road, but how important is it to get that home start, get off to a good start at home?
Well, I think last year we started on the road and went 3-0, kind of upset some people, and it was a huge confidence boost for our team, and I see that again this year, so I think that's huge. you want your home court to be a home court advantage. So obviously we hope that we set that tone right away, that the team feels like, hey, if we're at home, we're unbeatable sort of mentality. And I think, how it starts can indicate whether that happens throughout the year.
How much have you seen that support growing for this program over the last couple of years?
I just saw the season ticket growth from 2003 to now, and it's gone up each year. And obviously, we hope that it continues to grow. One of our goals is to get more students out. Everything's a growth in progress, and I think our marketing staff really believes that it's steps. We're not hoping to have one big match. We want to have consistent growth in all of our matches throughout the year.
Can you talk about the freshmen's play this last weekend? Lauren stepping in after the red shirt and Jess playing right away.
Yeah, I was really impressed with both of them. I thought that they would, I told Michelle to be prepared for Jess to fall apart potentially. You have a freshman that's carrying a lot of load for us, and she didn't. She played with like a junior or senior out on the court with great confidence. Lauren actually didn't have a great week of practice last week and then came in and hit crazy numbers and played fantastic. So that was great to see. And again, confidence is so much of sport. So for them to feel good about the weekend, I think is huge moving forward.
You mentioned recruiting being helped out by being in the polls. Do you find yourself getting a couple more return phone calls with that number before your name than maybe in the years past?
Well, we can't make phone calls, but
you got
yeah,
you
no,
get a little
absolutely.
bit more response.
Yeah, absolutely. I think club directors, high school coaches see that, so they're talking to their players. I think one thing that's really important within our program is that it's not just volleyball. We talk about building the person, the academic side, and I think that resonates with a lot of volleyball players. Unfortunately, you're not going to make millions of dollars. You can come to Creighton and get a phenomenal degree, be treated, we try to treat our athletes as people and care about them on and off the court, and then, obviously, hopefully do some amazing things on the court.
John Cook said yesterday that just because his team, just because they have the N on their jersey, doesn't mean they're going to win. The two programs obviously are a little bit different. Do you see the hunger from these girls that they want to get to that elite status?
What I see is them believing they can do it, and that's awesome. I hear Kelly Browning, saying things, and not in a cocky way, but in a confident way, saying, we're going to accomplish this and that because we can do it. And I think, we truly have some kids on this team that think they're an Elite 8 caliber team, and it's not just, coach speak. They're in the locker room talking about, hey, if we're going to do this, we got to do these things. So that, as a coach, is great. Whether we accomplish it or not, I love that they're believing that we can do that, and that's half the battle to achieving some great things on the court is the proof that we can.